These World War II weapons succeeded for reasons their designers never intended. Some were built for one role and became famous in another. Others survived because they were cheap, available, and brutally effective. First, we have the 8.8cm FlaK 18, 36, and 37. It was a German high-velocity anti-aircraft gun mounted on a cruciform platform and weighing roughly 5.5 tons. German crews soon discovered that the same flat trajectory could destroy heavily armored tanks at long range. Its legendary reputation came from an improvised secondary role, not the job printed in the manual. Next, we have the Sturmgeschütz III. It placed a fixed 75mm gun inside a low-armored hull built on the Panzer III chassis, eliminating the weight and expense of a rotating turret. Later versions carried the long Stuka 40 gun, and 466 assault guns were present at Kursk in 1943. Originally designed to support infantry, it became Germany's most widely produced armored fighting vehicle and an extremely useful tank destroyer. Let us continue with the STEN Mk II. It used a simple open-bolt blowback action, fired the 9mm cartridge, and fed from a side-mounted 32-round magazine. Its stamped and welded components allowed Britain and the Commonwealth to manufacture it rapidly, with Canada alone producing more than 100,000 Mark II guns. It succeeded because Britain urgently needed millions of weapons, not because anyone was trying to win an engineering beauty contest. Moving on to the M3 grease gun. This American submachine gun used a basic open-bolt action, a stamped steel receiver, and a 30-round magazine loaded with .45 caliber ammunition. It was introduced as a lighter and far less complicated replacement for the expensive Thompson. It looked like workshop equipment because it was designed to be manufactured like workshop equipment, and that was precisely why it worked. We have the Soviet PPSH-41. It was an open-bolt weapon chambered for the 7.62 by 25mm cartridge and commonly used either a 71-round drum or a 35-round box magazine. Its firing rate approached 1,000 rounds per minute, and millions had been manufactured by 1945. It transformed mass production and enormous close-range firepower into a battlefield system, with entire Soviet formations equipped with submachine guns. Next, we have the Panzerfaust 60. It was a disposable German recoilless launcher firing a hollow charge bomb from a simple tube. Issued from September 1944, it had a nominal range of 60 meters and could penetrate as much as 200 millimeters of armor. It allowed one infantryman to threaten almost any Allied tank, assuming he survived getting close enough to use it. Let us continue with the PIAT. It launched a hollow charge bomb from a powerful spring-driven spigot rather than using a conventional rocket motor. The weapon weighed 14.4 kilograms and had an effective anti-tank range of approximately 100 meters. In 1944, one was used to destroy a Panther in Bretteville and Orgelise. It was heavy, unpleasant to cock, and undeniably effective, which explains why more than 115,000 were manufactured. Moving on to the Molotov cocktail. It was simply a glass bottle filled with flammable mixture and fitted with an external ignition system, usually matches or a burning cloth. Finnish forces produced standardized versions during the Winter War of 1939 to 1940, with surviving examples weighing around 1 kilogram. It could not magically burn through armor, but flames around engine vents, fuel systems, and exposed crew positions made it dangerous enough, and desperation has remarkably efficient production lines. Next, we have the American M2 4.2-inch chemical mortar. Unlike most infantry mortars, it had a rifled barrel that gave its heavy projectile rotation and improved accuracy. Originally developed for chemical agents and smoke, it proved far more valuable firing high-explosive ammunition, including during United States 7th Army operations in October 1944. Its historical success came from becoming a highly mobile piece of close support artillery, which was considerably more useful than its original administrative description suggested. M4 Sherman. The standard version combined a 5-man crew, a fully rotating turret, and the versatile 75mm M3 gun inside a mechanically dependable medium tank design. Its gun became increasingly inadequate against the heaviest German armor after 1943, but the Sherman remained easy to transport, recover, repair, and supply in enormous numbers. Its greatest weapon was not frontal armor or individual tank duels, it was the Allied logistical system surrounding it. Moving on to the T-34/76, it combined sloped hull armor, a 72.2mm gun, wide tracks, and a powerful diesel engine in a tank weighing around 26.5 tons. It carried 4 crew members, reached approximately 53 kilometers per hour, and more than 35,000 T-34/76 tanks were produced. Its cramped 2-man turret created serious command problems, but mobility and industrial scale mattered more than comfortable working conditions. We have the Junkers U-87 Stuka. This 2-seat dive bomber used large dive brakes and an automatic recovery system to deliver bombs with exceptional accuracy. It devastated targets in Poland and France, but suffered heavy losses when confronted with modern fighters during the Battle of Britain in August 1940. The Stuka's real secret weapon was German air superiority, which, unfortunately, was not permanently included with every aircraft. Messerschmitt Bf-110. It was a twin-engined heavy fighter designed around long-range, powerful armament and the idea that it could destroy enemy fighters before they reached close combat. The Battle of Britain exposed its poor agility when it was forced to escort bombers against Hurricanes and Spitfires. Later versions equipped with airborne radar became effective night fighters, proving that the aircraft had not been useless, it had simply been given the wrong job. Let us continue with the Bell P-39 Airacobra. Its engine sat behind the pilot, while a powerful 37mm cannon fired directly through the propeller hub. Without an effective high-altitude turbo supercharger, its best performance remained below approximately 17,000 feet. Nevertheless, 4,773 of the 9,584 aircraft produced were sent to the Soviet Union. Soviet combat usually occurred at lower altitudes, turning an American limitation into a Soviet advantage. Moving on to the Fairey Swordfish. It was an open-cockpit biplane torpedo bomber with a maximum speed of only about 139 miles per hour. Swordfish aircraft attacked the Italian fleet at Taranto in 1940 and later helped disable the battleship Bismarck in 1941. It appeared obsolete, but its stability, reliability, and ability to operate from carriers in rough conditions mattered more than looking modern. Moving on to the Grumman F-4F Wildcat. It was a compact carrier fighter built around durability, armor protection, and concentrated firepower rather than extreme maneuverability. The Japanese Zero was faster, more agile, and had greater range, but American pilots answered with teamwork and tactics such as the Thatch Weave. The National Naval Aviation Museum credits the Wildcat with a combat ratio of approximately 6.9 victories for every loss, proving that turning tighter was not the only way to win. Next, we have the BM-13 Katyusha. The common BM-13-16 mounted 16 132mm rockets on a truck and launched the entire salvo within seconds. Improved M13 rockets introduced in 1944 reached approximately 7,900 meters and delivered destruction across a broad area. Individual rockets were not especially accurate, but several launchers firing together made individual accuracy feel rather unimportant. Let us continue with the 15cm Nebelwerfer 41. It used 6 launch tubes and electrically fired its rockets at intervals of roughly 2 seconds. Allied troops heard its distinctive screaming sound during battles such as Overloon in October 1944, earning it names including the Moaning Mini. Its smoke trails could expose the firing position, but its sudden saturation and psychological effect made it far more influential than its compact carriage suggested. Finally, we have the Type 7 U-boat. The Type 7C carried 4 forward torpedo tubes, 1 stern tube, and 14 53mm torpedoes, while reaching approximately 17 knots on the surface and 7 knots submerged. It became the most widely used German submarine type during the Battle of the Atlantic. Its early success came from numbers, coordinated wolfpack attacks, and weak Allied defenses. Once radar, escort carriers, and improved anti-submarine tactics arrived, the Hunter increasingly became the Hunted. These weapons were not always the most advanced, the most elegant, or even the best at their original purpose. They succeeded because war placed them in the right role at the right moment with the right production system behind them. In World War II, practical success usually mattered more than perfect design.